name is Isabella, and I'm so happy that you could join me. I really enjoy creating glass art, and I'm happy to share some of my work with you here. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and hopefully you're already subscribed to my YouTube channel. Please share with your friends and come back and see me regularly because I hope to be sharing lots of special projects with you here in the future. Okay, we're back. We have all of our pieces to our project cut out. The next step is to grind them all. What I'm going to do to begin with, I'm just going to kind of push these up out of the way. So we're going to start with the green pieces down at the bottom. And these all have the corresponding number on the back, so we won't get too lost. We'll be back to all of these pieces as time passes here. Okay, let's start with this one, and we can first of all look on the back and see where we put our trace line before with the pattern. And now we're just gonna take this over to the grinder, and we're going to try to just grind down to this line. This pen that I use here works really well insofar as holding the line on. Now we're just going to dry the piece off. Cutting makes your grinding go a lot faster if you cut in close enough. And this is a relatively simple piece without a lot of complication. So we're just making sure that this piece fits within the constraints of its space, just like a puzzle piece. And this one looks really nice. So now, as you can see, the piece, the number is gone, so that's what happens. And then after it's all completely cleaned off, which I just did, we're going to put this right where it belongs, and now we're going to move the number to the front side, which indicates to me that this piece is finished. It's hopefully going to be just like this whenever I get ready to wrap it with foil and then eventually solder it together. So next we're just going to keep on going with these pieces and take the edges off. And as you can see, this one really does fit pretty well, but we're still going to need to go all the way around the edges because there's little shards of glass that you can get cut on, and this also has to be prepared to be wrapped with the copper foil. So let's just move right along with the grinding process.
have all of the pieces cut out and ground to fit perfectly. It may not look like it now, but they will fit perfectly as time goes by here. We're just going to take some regular alcohol now and, you know, a clean cloth, a little bit of alcohol on it, And we're going to take each and every piece and we're going to clean it just really good. There's a lot of glass dust. Every edge needs to just really be cleaned until it's perfectly dust free. And what we're doing is we're preparing to put on this copper foil, and it's going to go around the edges, all the way around the edges, and that's what's going to help us solder this piece together. So as we get these completely ready, I like to put the numbers back on the front side of the piece, because I don't always, sometimes there's a lot of pieces and you don't want to, you want to easily know where they go when you come back. A lot of times I take my foiling and go and sit in front of the television, because this is something that's probably one of the easiest things that you can do while you're doing something else. The rest of this is pretty much intense enough that you need to be at the table working. I actually prefer to sit at the table and do this, but it, let's see, don't forget to put the number on. And I'm going to put them in a plastic bin like this. Very gingerly, I might add, so that I can take them upstairs. While I sit and watch television, I can wrap the foil around the edges. Okay, before I go off to do that now, I'm going to demonstrate with at least one piece here how the foiling process works. So I always leave a little piece of foil here, a little piece of paper at the end of the foil. Bring it back. I'm right-handed. The top of the glass, I always try to keep it in the same direction every time. And so when I put the foil on the glass, I want it to be halfway between, so that it's even. So I'm going to hold that on with one hand as I pull and place this just exactly where I want it with the other. Going all the way around the edge. Right now we're just trying to get it to stick. We're going to really make it stick here in a minute. We'll brandish it on. So you can see here this is a little difficult. I need to be able to see that it's right in the middle. Okay, so there we go. You know, and the more you do this, the easier it gets. As with anything. So you just want to cut that off so that it just, you know, barely overlaps. Okay, and then you take this tool here. We're going to do another video with all of the tools that are required for these projects. You're just going to go all the way around the edges. Just really sealing it in there good. As you can see, it's tendency for it to get turned around backwards. So we want to get it all going in the right direction. And we're going to come back and make these sides really good. And to really brandish these edges down the way that you need to, you're gonna have to lay your piece down on the table like this and really mash it down there. Okay, so this piece is ready. There's no reason to haul it around in a plastic tub whenever that's just a risk of breaking it. I'm going to do one more piece. This one will be a little bit easier, hopefully. Kind of helps if you have a white background. I think it's all about what you're looking at. So just look at making sure there's a little bit of evenness on each side of the glass. Just working your way around a little bit at a time. Oops. Wow, it's really twisting on me here. First time for everything, huh? And where it got messed up right there, let's just cut that off. I do keep a little X-Acto knife just in case one side was to overlap a little bit larger than the other side. I would cut it off and make it even. I wouldn't let that stay uneven. Okay, so using our FID, let's go around here and really brandish this. And then I like to just put it back down on the table once more and really go around the edges good. The foil is what holds your solder, which is what holds the pieces of glass together. So you really want this to be stuck really good to your pieces. Really nice fit. So now you can see what two pieces coming together are going to look like with a nice bead of solder right along this line here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to continue foiling until all of the pieces are finished, and then we're going to be back here and we're going to start soldering. This is starting to look really good. I'm really happy about this. I hope you are too. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you are too.